All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Kingdom of the Kael Isles. Yes, this is my first custom D&D campaign streamed on this channel. Um, one of my players found a bunch of dad jokes, and he keeps telling them. And he's going to start noticing his character's max hit points just keep dropping and dropping and dropping.
I have no recollection of the events in question.
Appropriately, it's the actual dad of the group.
Yeah. Let's get back to the game. To kind of bring us in, last game, I have to remember what happened last game. I believe Willow found out more about kind of what the muses were and kind of her place in the cosmology, and you guys got a better picture over why the Chosen War started and everything like that. And now you guys are basically to the point where you need to decide what to do next. The Dark Lady has told you that the portal to the Shadowfell, which is the gateway to both Elysium and Tartarus, is on the island where you initially met Elaine's Dragon Master, which last time you checked was overrun with these weird zombie things. You also have learned of where some groups are of allies that you had before. They've kind of been scattered all over the Kael Isles. Yeah, that's where we left off last time. So, as you're all kind of standing there, Elaine, who's been quiet since you guys returned to the prime material plane, not really interacting much and just seemed to be kind of distracted, finally kind of turns to you guys with this look of kind of worry on his face, and he just looks at you and says, "I have to go."
Mm-hmm.
And before you can really question him, he turns, leaps in the air, wings sprout out of his back, and he is gone.
Back to Dragon Master?
Probably.
Okay.
Good. That means they're in for a fight.
He doesn't want us to follow, though.
As you guys are kind of contemplating, an Eladrin soldier comes up behind you, bows his head and goes, "Excuse me? Your presence is requested by the Prince Consort in the command tent. If you would follow me."
Right.
We'll follow.
Yep.
So, as you guys go in there, you see the prince is there. You can, the Prince Consort is there. You can see Aramis is there as well. And so is the Serrated Death, though you don't see Fluffy. It's just probably a good thing since the tent's not quite big enough for him. And the prince goes, "Perfect. Since, well, you were the leader here before, we figure probably be best to defer to your judgment in this particular case. And he waves you over, and you can see on the table is this very large map of the Kael Isles. But one thing you notice about the map is it is incredibly detailed. You're actually surprised it almost looks like, as you kind of look at it, you kind of go back and look at it again, double take, and you can almost see, the waves in the ocean moving. I go, it's really interesting. And then as you look, you watch as the prince goes, and he just drags his finger around the map, and you watch as sigils start to appear, and he starts to draw and things like that, and you see him create a little army right around the ruins that you guys are in. And as he sits there, he brings his hands and widens them, and you watch the map itself kind of shrinks the area it's looking at, and you guys are just looking at the area of the ruins.
Do I recognize this magic?
Make me an Arcana check.
No, that's a good start. That's a 1.
Oh.
So, looking at it, you're a little bit too preoccupied at just how interesting it is that right now you're not even able to go through the list of spells that you know and go, could it be? Fade, since you have a fair amount of arcane training, you could roll an Arcana check too if you wanted.
I would love to. My Arcana, I get a +3, and I rolled an 8, so that's an 11.
It takes you a little bit, but you think this is probably a programmed illusion, which is a relatively high level illusion magic. But you don't see anything here that couldn't be created by that program or that spell. You just never heard of anyone using it for this.
I suppose in a civilization always at war, stuff like this is pretty commonplace.
Well, we haven't always been at war, but I will admit it's been a rather large part of our history, especially the last 1,000 years. Yes, we've found that having a detailed map that we can plan troop movements and the like on is invaluable.
Yeah.
Well, you're all the experts, and you're the ones with the connection to. We'll just call her the VIP for the time being. I don't think it would be in anyone's best interest for her true identity to become common knowledge.
What do you want to know?
Well, I'm interested what you want us to do. I've spoken with the Eternal Empress. She can provide some reinforcements, but as far as retaking the Kael Isles, we both believe it would be best if you commanded the forces here.
Okay.
Right now, you have the following troops at your disposal. You have one company of Eladrin soldiers. You have one company of resistance fighters that we can spare to do whatever you feel necessary. We also have the benefit of having a few commanders with us. Aramis is very well versed in espionage and scouting. He does have a small group of 6 scouts that can travel with him if he travels on his own, or he does have a full command rank to command either of the companies we already have. And I obviously have a much better background in open warfare and can command either company currently in our disposal. And the Serrated Death has, let's call it guerrilla warfare background from his years in the arena. Each commander will drive their forces slightly differently, will be able to achieve different results. Now, in addition to the troops we currently have, we've been told of troops we may be able to recruit, if you so desire. Down here, southern Kael, there is an emerald dragon who has made her home there, and the wood elves that used to ally with you have apparently pledged themselves to her.
Great.
Either freeing them or allying with them would give us access to her rangers and her druids. In the Thane Serene archipelago, the Black Sail have pledged their support to an obsidian dragon. They would give us a significant advantage on the seas and would open up trade routes with other groups. In the north, in Ordonnier, the remnants of the old Eladrin Empire are there, while the upper leadership are probably not to be trusted. The rank and file and the citizens are probably not all as evil as you might think. We could get allies from them. They are also one of the few groups who are not currently pledged to a dragon. In Draconis, there are two groups, those that have pledged loyalty to a red dragon, very powerful, and a resistance, or multiple resistant cells that have pledged themselves to various metallic dragons, a silver, a cobalt, and I'm completely running out of metal dragons that I can't think of right now.
Bronze.
Bronze. There we go. And a bronze. If we were to go to Draconis, we could free the larger population from the red dragon. We could try to ally with some of the metallics. And then there may be more allies out there. We have no idea what's happening in Thelone or Olentyrion. The islands of Tilahil and Amiathir are unknown to us, as is Amenbel. And the far southern tip of Kael Isle around Silth Hallis is also unknown to us. So, you currently have 2 companies and 3 commanders. What would you like us to do?
With all due respect, you have hundreds of years of practice in warfare, and at least for my own part, I have none. I do not think that we should be in charge of this decision.
Well, if this was as simple as fighting a war, I would agree with you. However, if we focus on simply defeating everyone here, we will lose. This is more than that. This is reclaiming not only the lands, but the people that live in them. And we've had no contact with them for 1,000 years. You know the people, you know the lands, you know who is trustworthy and who is not. And you also have a chosen. And there are whispers that you have a slightly more divine inspiration than the average rank and file, Miss Willow.
What whispers exactly?
I've tried to keep the rumors to a minimum, but people have been saying the word muse. There have been stories of the ability to create gods, smite entire villages with a single breath.
Seeing as I first learned of it today, I find it surprising that there have been rumors. But okay.
Well, some of the conversations you've had happened in camp, and juicy news spreads like a wildfire.
I thought we were only in the temple, but that's okay.
I believe you guys did have at least one or two conversations once you got back. If
Also
not,
dinner, but not about being amused, but that's cool.
sorry. We can say he doesn't know you're amused then, but
I mean, we can go with it. I was just didn't realize.
it could just be rumors from people seeing you walk off with the VIP as well. So,
Sure. Totally
again,
fine.
not all the rumors are based in fact.
Yeah.
So, to kind of step out for a second, basically, you guys can choose to send these two companies and these three commanders on missions.
Ah,
And depending on what you want them to do and how you want them to do it, it will change their odds of success and what they can get. You can do everything from just have them scout an area. You can have them make peaceful contact with the people. You can have them attempt to just conquer a group, whatever you want.
Well, in most situations, information and communication is key. So having Aramis with a scout troop seems like the absolute first choice. We need more information on anything and everything. And if he can provide information on one of our potential targets, we will then have a better stance to send actual troops for action.
Okay. Aramis kind of steps forward. Perfect. So, where am I going?
At least in my experience, the What Else have always been welcoming, and they might be most approachable, but I don't know if that's the wisest course of action.
Well, we have vested interest. I know Avok, I'm sure, would like to get
If
them
so-
taken care of.
Yeah, if Saul's still alive, she's definitely with them. It'd be best if I was there because she at least listen to me. But
Another note, you guys, while they're going on missions, you guys will be going on missions as well.
yeah.
yeah,
And the end result is whenever you guys decide to take Corin's Island, you can assign each one of these groups to do a certain thing as part of the invasion. One group might take care of some of the undead coming out. Another group might explore the ruined spider tower or the graveyard where the revenant used to be. So the more allies you have, the more things they can do to help you take Corn's Island. So back to this. This serrated death comes in. I'm not sure how effective it would be for us to send covert units to try and track wood elves in a forest.
Oh,
They
no.
know those lands very well, and they may take it personally if they happen to find them.
I agree with him. I think it's best if we send Aramis further south to Silphalis. We need to, if we get more information, figure out what that's all about. We can at least expand in the mainland.
All right. So am I taking my scout troop, or am I taking a company?
Hold your horses, sweetheart. We'll figure this out. This isn't a snap decision. These are lives at stake here. Just wait till we're done.
Of course, honey. I didn't know you kicked.
You're taken. Shut up.
I'm willing to
Anyways.
share if you are. He turns to Will. I'm willing to share if you are.
He just lifts an eyebrow at him and says nothing.
Okay. Tough crowd. He walks back over to the prince.
Great. Okay, yeah. I mean, that was my thought process. I mean, you guys have anything?
I think that that thought process of securing this mainland is incredibly important. However, we need to think long term. Long term, the goal is taking Corn's Island. Like that, we know that's our end game.
Yeah.
If we send the scouts there, we will know what we are lacking. If the scouts go to Corn's and recon our final target, we will know what allies and what positions we need. So if we just expand, that's great, but that might not help us.
We'll probably also need the transportation for large groups of people, so black sails are probably higher on the list.
If just
And if
discovering
we just-
what's in the south is your goal, I can take the resistance fighters. We know how to keep out of sight, part of our guerrilla warfare training. We can get down there, look around, come back, and if we do run into trouble, there's enough of us that we can take care of ourselves.
I think that would make more sense. We can accomplish what Avok suggested, which is very important, but we can also move forward in our long-term plans.
That works. Yeah.
So that's scout troops Corins. That's resistance with serrated death leading them to the bottom of the aisle.
I suggest we go talk to the Wood Elves. Because I guarantee you Soul will probably be leading. And it's easier just to get them out of sight if I'm there.
I'm not going to stand in your way. I understand what people mean at this point. There's not many of us left, and they're the past. We all know her.
Yeah.
We've seen what they can do.
Yeah, and I'm curious about this Emerald Dragon, see where that stands.
So perhaps we, as you suggest, go and try to track down the elves. Do we want to deploy all our forces at once, or do we want to have some holding this foothold? I think that's pretty important too.
Yeah.
Right now, all we have is this foothold, really. So really, we definitely...
The prince consort chimes in. We will always have one company here guarding the foothold. However, if you have nowhere to send my troops, we will probably spend the time reinforcing our defenses and expanding to control the entirety of this area inside the mountains. As we gain more allies, we will need more room to keep them. And eventually, we would like to see what remains of the Platinum City.
Yep, that'll be a thing.
When I was a boy, I traveled there many a time.
The resources that could still remain there seem too great a treasure to pass up. We saw just an inkling of the Platinum City's true power when we escaped the pits. The artifacts and the magics they controlled just to keep slaves in was on a whole other level.
There's also the issue that dragons have an insurmountable gold lust. With the Platinum City having such items, there's a very good chance either a dragon has taken residence there or they've decided to fight over the goods. Either option gives us benefits and drawbacks.
As much as I hate to put any faith in the previous ruling parties, I think that the Eladrin being in control have the most information of anyone around on these isles. I don't want to work with them, but this isn't about what I want.
Well, there's nothing that says we have to work with them. We could capture them and just get the information from them. They are war criminals by any definition from what you've described. At the very least, their leaders should be brought to justice.
Yeah, at some point, I do want to go to Ordonnier.
Well, the decision for at least this first group of movements. It sounds like you've decided to send Aramis to Corn's Island to find out more about what's going on there. And we're sending the Serrated Death to the southern tip of Kael Isle. And you're going to meet with the Wood Elves. Like I said, I think it might be prudent for us to simply shore our defenses and expand the perimeter while we can.
Yeah, we all just got here, so it's best that we get that running. Anywho, I guess we have stuff we can do, so let's get to it.
All right. Once all groups have returned, we will reconvene here to find out what information was discovered and plan our next steps. For you four, you may wish to visit the suppliers, see if there's anything we can offer to help you. I have outfitted both companies with the supplies necessary for a decent-sized journey.
Not a bad idea. Quick question. What time of day is it?
At this point, it'd probably be midday, I think. Unless I said something different.
Pretty sure we had dinner last time.
Oh, yeah, then it's evening right now.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah,
Memory
guys,
is so bad.
it's okay, Jenny.
It's
Guys,
fine.
guys, yeah, we should probably look into supplies for what we're going to be dealing with. And I guess rest up.
Maybe shopping and then Yeah, we'll turn into it.
All right.
Victor-
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I was going to ask Victoria out of game. What
Mhm.
what was Willow's demeanor when she said "turn in for the night"? Like, was she thinking of something?
Uh-oh.
No, totally. Like she wants to meet up with the four of them, but wasn't gonna say it in front of everybody else. Like she wants to talk to you guys before we go to bed.
Gotcha. Okay. I just.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, back in character. Let's go.
All right. So you guys all kind of break off as you're going. The prince consort goes. We have set up quarters for you all over there. They should be adequate enough. We need you to be at your best.
I sleep on the ground. I'm still at my best.
And he kind of chuckles to himself and goes back to the command tent. The area he pointed to, you just see a a kind of nice looking doorway in a ruined door frame.
Go in, check for traps.
As you open the door, it opens to an elaborate entryway foyer. See tapestries on the wall, large roaring fire in a fireplace. You can see a stairway that goes to an upper level with various rooms. You can smell the smell of food wafting in from the left. As you can see, a dining room lined with food. And to the right, you can see down a corridor, there's a stairway down to some sort of basement area.
Are we still in the caves, or are we magically elsewhere?
When you look back and the doorway opens to, you're not in the caves, you guys are in the ruins.
Oh, but the ruins. So, like,
Yeah.
we're still physically on the same plane.
You're not 100% sure. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
23.
Okay. You remember a spell that the Eladrin masters used to use simply to make the rest of the slaves realize just how bad off they were. In ancient times, there was a very powerful wizard named Mordenkainen, and he developed quite a few different spells that allowed him to conjure various things from swords, animals, even entire buildings. And you recognize this as a spell called Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, which does technically put you into kind of a pocket dimension. But if it was dispelled or anything, you just appear where the doorway is.
Mm-hmm. So Willow has just stepped through the doorway. And then looks at her companion and says, "So it'll probably be less interesting now, but this doesn't feel like home, and I need to feel like home for a little bit. Would you step back outside with me for a minute?"
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they walk back outside the door, and she sits down, and next to the other door, sits on the ground and concentrates. And a silvery door with a willow tree in the middle, and pieces of her friends start to around it. So there's leaves, and there's an axe, and the holy symbol. And a different door appears.
I was unaware that you had access to that spell.
I do now.
Okay.
Hmm.
A wizard comes over, sees you conjuring that, and goes, "My apologies," and just kind of dispels the other one, and just walks away. So describe your mansion.
I've been thinking about it for a little while, and with everything that's happened today, I've been missing home. And the only place that's ever really felt like home for me is the tavern where I grew up, the Silver Songbird. So she pushes open the door, and the downstairs looks like a tavern. And there's spectral forms in all different races and shapes and sizes, all kind of silvery, but it feels like a warm tavern with kind of a glow coming from one side and a bar at the back, and a little halfling woman behind the bar, spectral again, and stairs leading upstairs. And there's this ornate cuckoo clock on the wall, made out of clockwork.
Is it safe to go in?
Ava goes in. This is awesome.
Step in. The ruins themselves are a little bit breezy, and it's late, so it's a little chilly. You walk in, you just feel that warmth from a warm hearth, and just kind of like someone has taken comfort, turned it into a blanket, and just kind of wrapped you in it.
Kind of like poke my head in and come back out.
As you do that, your head gets sliced off. No.
Good night, folks.
Roll a new character. They don't actually need a cleric. I mean, what party uses a cleric anymore?
After you, I guess?
So,
Because this is
yeah.
yours, you have complete control not only over this room, but
Yeah.
over any other rooms as well. So
Oh, I know.
you've been planning.
Oh, yeah.
There's probably blueprints and sketches.
Mental ones. Actually, not physical. I thought about it. So, yeah, it's a nice, it's not huge. It's a smaller tavern, but it feels big enough given where we've been staying previously. And there's an upstairs.
Are the ceilings high enough where we don't have to crouch? Or is this a gnome tavern?
Oh, no. This was a real tavern in the lower city.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be honest, Fade, actually, no, because of your family, you probably never went there. But you might have been aware of it. It was one of the few taverns that served both Eladrin and not Eladrin, and so it was located at the very edge of the lower city, near one of the entrances to the outer city.
This is something else. Hello?
Yeah.
It's okay, kid. Come on.
So cool.
So, all of the spectral people in here will kind of do what you ask them to do. So if you want ale, Avok, they can bring you ale, or food, whatever you want. They can fix things and mend small weapons. Yeah. It's a pretty off place.
There's so many options.
And also there's an upstairs.
Can I see the key to your HOH room? And I run upstairs.
Wow.
So when you go up the stairs, there's kind of two landings. One looks just like rooms, kind of like a normal tavern, and the other is a landing with a circular little central meeting place with chairs and 4 doors with the symbols of each of us on them. Each have a room.
Okay.
Anyone want to go in the room?
Oh god. Okay, so I can. Right. You give me ale and food now. Does that
I
help?
mean, maybe be nice, but they will do it anyway.
So I imagine one of them actually does bring me. So Avon's like, right. Thank you. Yeah.
They bring out a big tankard of ale and plate of whatever you've asked for.
Okay, so which one's my room? Never mind, found it.
Wait for me.
We're never going to leave this place, are we?
Well, we have to at least every 24 hours. We could. So Avok's room has a large bed in it. Looks comfortable, but not super ornate. There is a large cask of ale and all of the things required to make the bloody knuckle drink that Willow knows that he likes. And then on the side of it, there are dummies and things that he can train with.
This is the best thing ever. Oh god.
Hit something! Hit something!
Do you need some time alone with your room?
Howdy.
Give me a few minutes. I need to break this in. Avok shuts this door and. Do you hear anything out from there out there?
I mean, I don't think she intended for it to be soundproof. It's probably set up normally, so we probably do.
Okay, so yeah, there's just going to be some unintelligible noises and probably a bunch of things breaking.
I like tiptoe backwards as this is happening. Like, what the fuck?
Cotton, your room's less violent. Why don't we go in there?
You want me to try to describe it?
I actually had a thought, unless you have
Yeah.
something instead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Kata's room looks like we're in a forest. So it's dark greens, and in the middle of it there's a tree. Kind of looks like it's going into the ceiling. And in the roots of the tree there are blankets and bedding to be her bed, and a little pool, and just very nature inspired.
It's and actually, I'm going to turn to a Bengal cat, climb the tree and hey, curl up nice and snug because we're cat fits, she sits.
Do you instantly fall asleep?
Alright.
I probably do.
I love it. Well, maybe we should let her sleep then. Willow kind of goes for the door.
And I tiptoe backwards from that door also.
Mm-hmm.
You made one for me, huh?
Yeah. Obviously, you can change anything you want, and it'll change every day, but it can also stay the same.
Well, I'm sure it's fine.
Alright. So Fade's room has the normal, like a large bed, like Avox did, but instead of in the corner there being a Cascadale, there's a small shrine to the Dark Lady, based on what she's seen in a couple of places we've been before. And then in the other corner, there are bookshelves and a desk place for them to work on spells together.
This is amazing. And you just did all this?
Yeah. And so I kind of always thought this would be really cool. So I just kind of did, and I hope it's okay. And she walks over to the wall next to the shelves and puts her hand on it, and it pushes open. And there is a tiny corridor into her room and a bookshelf in her room.
Can we see your room real quick? I really like this, but I want to see where the secret passage leads.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to go to the secret passage, right? So she pushes open that bookshelf. Willow's room has a book corner, obviously. Any book that she could think of or remember parts of. So they're obviously not all complete, but everything that she could think of in it. There's a large bench with lots of tools to tinker with and some things that'll work on lenses and things. And then on the wall, there is a drawing of what looks like her when she was a little bit younger and her daughter. That's kind of sketchy because it's from memory. But that's next to her bed.
Is that her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we have some time, you feel like talking?
Sure.
And I think I just try to learn about Willow's daughter, asking not very deeply probing questions, but surface, as I don't know how much she's comfortable talking about yet. Oh, what did she like?
She liked getting into trouble, but for the right reasons. She liked standing up for people and putting her nose in places that didn't belong, and so she loved daisies. We'd bring them home sometimes, put them in the vases on all the tables in the tavern. Always wanted to be helpful.
Is the picture like super detailed?
It's as if you were trying to create a photo from memory. So it's like hazy in parts, but it is a detailed memory because that's what she has.
That's sad. I can see that. It's of course.
Willow, just for my information, is this photo based on an actual photo you used to have when you stayed there? Or, okay.
No, it's created from memory because she wouldn't have had any way to make a photo and money for a portrait.
So, I think after probing a little bit further about her, Fade tries to steer the conversation more towards what's happening outside, because I don't want to make you sad. So, what do you think about what's going on? I mean, I guess we can talk to everybody about it a little more, but are you cool with this? I mean, this is kind of a lot of responsibility. Like, I'm not very old, and everything that's happened to me in the last year is absolutely ape shit crazy. And this is just another thing put on top. I can't even guess how hard your life was before you came to us. But I'm so glad you did.
Me too.
And then, can we try the secret passage again?
Absolutely. See if you can guess which book it is on this side.
How does it work?
Well, you have to pull the secret book, obviously.
Which was the secret book?
Yes, you have to look.
I start pulling every book off the shelf.
Probably after like 20 or so, you find a little silver book, which should have been the obvious choice, right?
Of course, it was that one. How far over? Like, are the rooms like wall to wall, like just the wall moves, or is there like a corridor?
A little corridor, because it wouldn't be fun without it.
Okay. Yeah, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Except for you. And because the entrance to my side is over by the writing desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's an inkwell, I try to arm swoop everything off the desk and pick you up and fade to black.
The rest of you are able to get a long rest. Kata purrs all night. Avok's slobbering drunk.
Lots of things broken.
Oh my god! Yeah, can he break everything in this room?
And it will reset every night we redo it.
Oh my god. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
You can even get the servants to fix it for him if he wants. So you can break
Totally.
it multiple times.
Yep.
So you guys have a nice evening. When you wake up, do your servants bring breakfast up to your little meeting area? Do they have it waiting for you in the tavern proper?
I imagine we'd probably start upstairs until people wanted to be in the tavern more.
So as you guys come out, you can see a fairly decent amount of food and drinks and things like that on the table in your little meeting area.
Have as much as you want. They can make a lot. So, and we can't take it with us, unfortunately. So eat as much as you want now.
Okay.
The two boys. Food.
I think I do the same thing. It gets real messy.
And you can order anything. So Willow probably orders things that she used to have in the tavern.
Okay. So you
If
guys,
I ordered meat.
yeah, you guys are able to get your fill. Anything else you guys want to do before you leave the mansion?
That's good.
Just touch base with Kata and Avok and see if they're ready to go right away to the to find the Wood Elves and deal with this Emerald Dragon some way.
Yeah. It's best we just get all this stuff going.
Do we want to speak to the elves first, or do we want to recon the dragon and its position first?
Maybe we speak to Wood Elves first.
Yeah, I'm with Kata on this one.
They're one and the same.
Uh,
The elves are with the Emerald Dragon, so meeting with them, you'll deal with the Emerald Dragon at the same time.
What's Avok's friend's name?
Saulnier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will pose that we can send a message to let her know we're coming if we want to, or at least I can pass along a message. I mean, we've done it before. That's how we found them after the island got sent to shit, basically.
Right.
So, I mean, she knows it can. She won't be super surprised. I mean, she was not hostile, but she wasn't happy with us from last time. Well, actually, me.
Yep.
She blames me
I think
for
she
it.
liked me at
Yeah.
years, so.
So, like, I mean, if you think we can still trust her after everything, I can
I
get
mean,
an idea of where we should start.
her trusting me is no issue. Whether, and I'm sure she trusts Kata. You and Willow, that I don't know, that may be up in the air, but I don't think we need to send a message. And besides, I always like surprising her.
Okay, then we should go.
Yep.
I mean, I say, is the VIP coming with us, or is she staying here?
That is up to you. However, you are very aware of the fact that she is 100% mortal, a very powerful mortal, being an avatar, but she can die.
I need to talk to her first, then.
Okay. Did you come out?
If you would prefer, you can bring her here. We're technically outside of the regular plane, so it might be safer.
Can you do this wherever?
It's pretty powerful. I can do it pretty much once a day, but it will last for 24 hours.
Okay, let me think about it.
So while that's going on, did you guys want to visit the quartermaster slash supplier?
Yeah, I guess we got sidetracked. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess while Fade's checking up with you know who.
As you guys are as you guys are going, you kind of ask around, hey, where's the quartermaster? Where's the supplier? They keep pointing you towards the back of the camp currently, and eventually you start to hear a very familiar sound.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
This is my side of the whole workstation. I have been given very important job. I am quartermaster of entire camp here. So why is you giving me my friends? It's so lovely to see you. Come to Sven, the quartermaster.
I'm gonna kick that Prince
That's from
Consort's ass.
yesterday.
Yes, the prince consort. He came to me and he's like, oh, we're needing a quartermaster, and you are good with the items and the magic and things like that. And I'm like, oh, of course I am, but maybe not giving. And he's like, no, you are the most amazing person in the entire camp, so I am entrusting you with this quartermaster position. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't do that. I am simply just a humble artificer and magic item dealer. He's like, no, no, no. You are so amazing. You are even more amazing with magic than I am. And I'm like, okay, stop it. I will be the quartermaster.
Sven!
Yes.
What do you have in stock?
Good question. As of right now, I do not have large amount of stock. I've just become quartermaster. Really, we have the potions of healing of various qualities, and maybe a few other mystery potions. They gave me all these things, and I'm not sure what. Like this one, I smell it's bad smell. But these other ones, they are good. What are you
So,
looking for?
other than potions, what else is there?
Right now, potions.
Gotcha. All right.
But when you come back from wherever you go, I have more things. See, the smith over there, he is making very amazing items, and then I can enchant them, kind of. If he ever gives them to the quartermaster, which is what his job is, and you see like a cup just go flying at him. He does. That is not how you treat the quartermaster. Whoop! I'll talk to him later.
All right. How much for the potions?
For you, I have actually been given allowance for you. I give you certain items for free. So we have 4 potions of healing. We have 2 potions greater healing. We have 1 potion superior healing. All for you.
Awesome.
If you want more, you must pay, because I am supposed to be outfitting other companies as well, and either I give them potions or I give them money, and I don't know how they turn money into potions. I don't turn money into potions. I turn ingredients into potions. Maybe they turn money into ingredients. I don't know. But they say if I give away their potions, you have to pay for them. Being the quartermaster, of course, I was the one that said that, though. I was not told that. I told them that because I'm Sven the quartermaster, the quarterest of masters.
So,
Esquire,
great.
LLC.
So those healing potions, are they in a box somewhere that
Yes,
you can
I give
grab?
them to you right now, and he gives you kind of a
Great.
pack.
Awesome. Put it in the bag of holding. You guys need anything else? I think we're good.
Yeah, I think
You are
we
still
good.
using Sven's bag that is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside? Patent pending?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we wouldn't use anything else. You're the guy.
Are you there now?
You are not there.
What was that?
What?
I thought you were there. I
Yep,
thought you
Faye would have followed shortly behind you guys.
Okay, I don't say anything. There we go. Move on.
No, it was like never mind. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so you guys need anything else? Are we good here?
I'm okay.
Well, you have fun doing the dragon slaying? Is it what you do now?
You know, we are going to see a dragon. I don't suppose you have come across any poison resistance type equipment or potions, have you?
Poison resistance. Let me look. I have you small one. Get off. Just come over here. And you see this young Aladdin boy come over. My name's not Small One. It's Phyllis. Yes, yes, Small One. You have book. Yes, you have book. It has dragons on it. Yeah, it's a bedtime storybook, but they think that there's stuff. What do you want? Yes, you bring book to me. Yes. Okay. He goes off for a second. See, you is going for very let's call interesting thing. Uh, the uh, the gem dragons. They are I'm doing things looking in book. Hold please.
Okay, as he's doing that, Avok just walks over to the smith nearby, the one who threw stuff at him,
Mhm.
flips him a gold coin, and just whispers to him, "Keep throwing shit at him as more just shit like you get more if you keep it."
He
Do
looks at the coin. He goes, "I'll take this, but I'll do that for free."
I
Um,
do I hear this conversation?
you got better than average hearing. Um, so yeah, you probably would have picked up pieces of it. Um, uh, the Sven goes, I've found it. So there is difference between green dragon and emerald dragon. See, green dragon he spit poison. Is not good. You get blah. You throw up.
Okay.
Emerald dragon he does not use poison. What he does, his breath is not so much physical. He makes very loud sound, but there is gems inside his throat, so he direct sound use it as breath weapon. So his abilities sonic in nature. They do sound damage, break your bones from the inside. So if you are looking for defense against that, let me see what I have in here. And he goes through. He goes, I hope
Did he
this
really?
is the right one. No, this is of course the right one because I am Sven the quartermaster. I never make mistake. Um, this this vial. See, there is oil in it. This is oil that is resistant to thunder damage. You place it over uh, clothing or armor or something like that, and it will give you resistance to thunder damage. There is only enough for 2 applications in here, but unfortunately, that is all I have. But it will be useful if you get into fight with big emerald dragon. It is not the most fragrant thing, so maybe you don't maybe you don't put it on too close to each other. It very not smell very good. And it will last for let's see, Gary, um, 1 hour per application. So you put on 2 different sets of armor. They both resistant for 1 hour, or you put it on once, it fade. You put it on again, resistance for 2 hours.
That sounds like just the ticket then.
Of course, it's just the ticket. I am Sven the Quartermaster, the quarterist
Well-
of Masters Esquire LLC.
Sven, did your wife come with you or not?
I have no wife.
Well, oh really? Well,
That's
I know some
Yeah.
people here in the
Is
camp.
that not what I said last time?
totally had a wife.
No, that
Putting
was a
lights and
different one.
breaking down walls and
Oh yes, that wife. Well, you see, so there is wife, and she's wonderful woman. She is my wife. She did not come for because she watches over shop in the city. Like she didn't want to come here, and Yeah, that's what we go with for right now.
That sounds awfully complicated. Maybe someday we can sit down and write a story about it. Hey, speaking of writing stuff down, do you have any high quality paper and ink used for magical inscriptions?
Of course. I am Sven, the quartermaster, the quarterist of masters, Esquire LLC. Of course, I have the magics of paper and the ink and everything. It is uh, let's see, that box is the dishes, and that one is the knickknacks. I don't know why I brought the knickknacks. The bitch didn't come. Uh, no, there. But then if we go, no, that's not it either. I've got it around here somewhere. Maybe I look. Here I had these here. It is only about how much enough for you to copy. I think 4 levels worth of spells.
Right on.
That is all I have, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I have more. There's a box somewhere. I will get. Hey, small one. Yes. Yeah, you find paper. What do you need paper for?
Why would you argue with your boss? Do as he
He's
says.
not my boss.
He is
Don't
now.
have anything
I
better.
assign you to him.
Damn it.
Complain less. Do your job more. Maybe we can reassign you later.
Should have just worked at the pizza store.
I wink at Sven.
Kinda just walks off dejectedly. Yes, of course. I am your boss, and thank you for giving me an example of how to treat my employee who was already loyal to me.
Take care of him.
Of course, because I'm Sven, the quartermaster, quarterist of masters, Esquire LLC.
Pays his employees well, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's unpaid intern.
I'm sure you can make an exception for paid internships.
Phyllis.
Well, I mean, the profit margin when I'm just giving you things away. I mean, there's not a big profit. Maybe I pay him once you start paying me.
I hand Sven a list of spell components that the group will need, and when we return, if we return, I expect this order to get filled.
Of course. You can rely on Sven the Quartermaster, quarterist of masters, Esquire LLC.
Thanks, Sven. Keep up the great work, buddy.
You too.
We'll try not to die. Hopefully we see you again.
Bye-bye. And he goes back. Hey, can you guys hear another crash? I'll come back to you later. Small one, another crash. Where did you get a bug to throw?
Okay, yeah, and everybody is going off while his voice is off in the distance.
Anything else you guys want to do before you head out?
I just got to talk to the DL and see if she wants to come and explain to her what Willow can do now, and if that would be something she could deal with, or if she would feel more comfortable staying here, because quite frankly, I have to do whatever she says.
So you find her. She's helping out in the infirmary, going around wrapping bandages and stuff. She's doing her best to kind of not show off her abilities. And she sees you and kind of takes you to a separate area where you have a little more privacy. Yes, my chosen.
You seem to be getting along well enough in your current state, which again, I'm sorry for.
Well, it's an adjustment, but I feel that while I'm here, I should be of some use. I can no longer do the duties I have done for millennia, but I can still stave off death in certain instances.
Bit of a humble brag, but sure. Do you want to come with us on our super dangerous mission? Or do you think you'd be safer here? What do you want me to do, oh goddess of goddess? I don't know how to handle you or deal with you right now because you are an amazing being, and yet I'm scared for your death.
What a wanker.
As of right now, there are very few who know my true identity, including the other gods. And even those who are aware that I am no longer at my post do not know my current location. I fear if I'm put in a position where I have to use the full extent of my power, they will find me very quickly and send their chosen against us. As powerful as you have become recently, I fear you are not quite ready to face an army of chosen. So for the time being, I will stay here until I am needed.
Of course, whatever you would prefer.
Watch over your friends. They are very important. And watch over yourself. Your destiny should not end here.
I reverently say you got it, dude.
And she goes back to the infirmary. As she goes, she turns to you and goes, due to wanting to keep my true name still a secret, please refer to me as Elise. I've always enjoyed that name.
Aww.
And then she turns and goes on. So, and anything else you guys want to do before you leave?
I think we're good.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Let's do this.
How are we getting there?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we in conjunction with that area? Right.
So the first time you guys came into this area, you came from Olgoth, traveled through the mushroom forest, and came through the south. So that's the path you're planning on taking because they're just barely south of the mushroom forest.
Right.
Now,
They better not be in our fucking time elapse.
when Willow was on the run, would she have taken the same path or a different one? Like, would she be able to help them navigate differently?
You've never been to this particular part of the island. The center of Kael Isle has always been forbidden to go into. That's why all the
Right, but she was on the run for.
Yeah,
she
you
was
were
on the run for 2 years and stayed with what else?
Yeah, you were all up here. Even Wood Elves didn't go into the center of Kael Isle.
Okay.
It was and they found out one of the reasons why there was a mushroom forest with hags in it.
Cool.
So it was very dangerous. So you would have been in areas like this and probably on other islands as well, because the Wood Elves did have stuff there too. So anyway, anything else?
How big is that mushroom forest? Does it expand? Does it go from side to side in the mainland?
To be honest, you're not 100% sure. You know, it took you guys like a day or two to get actually into the mushroom forest after you escaped from Olgoth, and you know it ended with about a day's journey outside of the mountains. Beyond that, you didn't really map it, so you don't know.
Mhm. Hmm.
You know, it based on how long it took you to get through the last time, you think at least you'll be there for a day or two, if not 3 or 4, depending on how rough the terrain is. If you decide to go through it, you can attempt to circumnavigate it. I don't think that was the right word, to be honest.
I look
Go
at
around
Willow.
it.
You like conjure a magical airship that we can all sit in and have our own rooms in.
I wish. Mine's kind of stationary right now. I mean, we could put it on a ship, but we'd still need a ship.
I mean, I guess there's room to improve then, but okay.
Are you
Mhm.
really complaining about her magnificent mansion? Like, well, if you're a real wizard, you could make an airship.
I mean, she pretty much solved all of Fade's personal needs with that one thing. So, I mean, let's get one spell to take care of all of our combat needs.
Anyway, that's where
Oh,
we're
it
going
sounded
to end it
terrible.
for
Ow.
tonight.
Okay.
Thank you to everybody that showed up. If you missed any of the episode, as always, I do upload them on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Other than that, that's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.